People often equate mugwort with a dreaming herb and this idea of lucid dreaming and this kind of um, wizard like energy to the plant. And, see people smoking it um, with cannabis and different things, and that's their experience of mugwort. And just like how cannabis, like, it is a completely different experience to smoke it or to ingest it or to put it on our body topically, mugwort is the same. And so I feel like a lot of people don't move past that first level of maybe using it as a dream herb or using it as a psychedelic. So it is a mild, like, hallucinogenic when it's smoked. And so, yeah, I've just met a lot of people that that's their relationship with it, or they're like, yeah, I drink it before I go to bed, and I have dreams. But the plan, it is goes much deeper than that, and I guess that's what I'm talking about. So, it's a nervine tonic, is one thing. So, nervine is something that is good for the nervous system and helping repair our nerves. And a tonic is something that we can take for our nervous system over a longer period of time. And it's something that is going to slowly build up and repair our system. When I think about it in terms of, oh, lucid dreaming and things like that, it's like, okay, relaxation, right? The more relaxed we are, the deeper we can go into our imagination and, um, you know, all the different theories of things that we can connect with. The one thing that I don't hear people talk about often is that it's um, it's also really good for the digestive system. So it's gonna decongest the liver. So that means that, like, the liver is filtering everything, right? And the things can build up in the liver if the liver isn't functioning properly. So that could be lack of water. It could just be someone eating a diet that isn't correct for their body, like too much oils, too much fats, these kinds of things. And so it's gonna help loosen that up so that the liver can have a bit of a break, right? So it's gonna promote the digestion, and it's actually gonna improve appetite. So when people's digestive system is um, kind of clogged up, I guess, um, often those people won't be hungry, and this can actually um, this can actually um, kind of prolong the system getting unclogged because it needs things moving through it. Then things are just kind of getting stuck when you think about, like, sediment, right? And if sediment isn't moving and there isn't water continually coming through, that sediment is just gonna sit, in a certain spot. But when there is enough movement of um, water, but also the force, the force that moves water, moves food. When there isn't enough of that things do build up. So by moving things along, we actually will be hungrier, and being hungry is a healthy thing. And it also is going to help with promoting urination. So again, getting the water moving. And it's also going to help if anyone has anything that is, water retention, so like edema or something like that. Um, it's going to help those things move along as well. It's also going to help with parasites. So any kind of organism that is hanging on and sticking around too long is going to help move it along as well. And yeah, we can keep going down the digestive rabbit hole. The other area system it likes to work with is the reproductive system. So it's gonna help promote and harmonize menstruation for women or for folks that menstruate. Um, and especially if someone has stopped, or they are having a longer than usual cycle. Um, so it's like delayed, or it's really small, just spotting instead of a full menstruation. That's gonna help. Mugwort is gonna help with that as well. And what's really interesting to me, like it being called a spirit herb, and this idea of connection with our the part of us that dreams, and whatever theories you may hold around that. But what's really interesting to me is that a herb that helps us um, connect with that part of ourselves, and the fact that it is moving things along. So I see it as something that is clearing the way so that we can connect, or so that we can be in right balance. And I think it's really important for us to have a healthy system. And the healthier we are, the easier it is for us to connect with ourselves, and our intuitions, and our truth. We are really sensitive beings, and we are so affected by everything that we eat, the energies that we're around. And I think that in modern times, a lot of us have become a bit numb to it, or we've just gotten used to feeling unwell. And I know this for myself when I was junk food vegetarian, in my teens, that I was often not feeling well, but that was just my normal. And when I started to meditate more, when I started to do these things more, and then I naturally cleaned up my diet because I started to become more sensitive and actually notice that I felt really crappy after I ate certain foods. Um, and it didn't have to get to the extreme where, you have like a junk food binge and then afterwards you feel crappy. I would start to feel crappy after like a few bites of a bad cookie or something like that. It's just our my senses got more fine tuned, and so I feel that mugwort is one herb to really help with that. But it's so fine tuning the senses, but also cleansing the system so that we can feel. And if we got parasites and clogged up liver, and we're not eating enough, that we can become weak and depleted and not even realize it, because it's slow progression, right? That sediment building up in our system, right? And the toxicity that we could feel becomes our normal, and then we reach for herbs or different things that push us into that spiritual space. And I think that if we can use things like mugwort as a tonic, that we wouldn't need such extremes to have beautiful experiences or to feel connected. And I feel that's the role of herbal medicine in this time, is to help us remember those connections, and to really um, tune in with the subtle energies, and be okay with subtle energies and not need such extremes to actually feel. And yeah, that's what's coming to me right now as I sit with mugwort here. I'll just show you the leaves a little bit closer. I'm watching the camera. So right now, where I live, the mugwort this one's been harvested, so the top is cut. But it's just about to go to seed. So it's shooting up and it's getting taller. And the other identifying factor, so for this one, it's quite white. Underneath, kind of silverly. So this one is the Artemisia vulgaris. There is different kinds of mugwort.